You're here with Joan Jerkovich, your life coach here on News Radio 1150 KSAL. And before I get to my next caller, who's going to talk to us about how she's tired of dating those Peter Pan men, and she calls the one she'd been recently dating as one who needs constant petting. Interesting call, interesting thought. But we're talking about those high-maintenance guys, those guys that, in her opinion, would never want to grow up. It's like dating, in some ways, a 12-year-old. They're all about playing. They're all about Mr. Peter Pan who lives in Never Never Land, and he's always hanging with the lost boys. Well, your Peter Pan might be out there hanging with his boys, but he's always out for fun, and he's always out for adventure, and that can be something that's really enticing to women, except for when you basically get to the situation where, isn't it time to kind of grow up? Get done with the adventure, exploration, and what are you trying to really prove here, and what are you trying to conquer? To what end? These Peter Pan boys might be more about fighting than talking, than negotiating. They're living in this fantasy, and they don't have to play by the rules. They want to come in and reject the rules, in fact, because they don't want to grow up. They don't want to grow up in the way that society is telling them to grow up, because these guys live in their very own make-believe world. That's their reality. It's their Peter Pan world. And these aren't necessarily the men that you can count on, because them living in Never Never Land never want to be responsible. They want you to take care of them. What do they want? What are they never? They are never that person that you can lean on. They're not that person that's going to jump in and take the adult role in life. It's going to all be left up to you. They're going to play their way around taking that adult role. They're going to be looking for more toys versus more work. They're about fun. They're not about responsibility. Many of these men aren't even going to bring an adult experience to life. They're just so used to being a playboy and all for fun that they can't bring real life experience that's going to maybe in some way help you. They can't restrain themselves in a responsible way. It's always going to be play over work. It's never going to be stopping and saying, okay, here's the responsible adult thing to do. They're always going to be out for fun and out for whatever can make their life more enjoyable and more like Peter Pan. I've known some Peter Pans in life, and maybe you have too. And one thing I always think of these guys is they've always got the bigger, better toys. They've always got some new plaything in their life. And they're the kind that love their independence and they love their freedom. And whatever they do, oftentimes this is where relationships get sticky for them because they don't want that kind of responsibility. They don't want to have to take responsibility. They're too self-involved. What are they looking for in life? Many of them are looking for their Wendy, which happens to be their mother substitute. Does that surprise anyone? They want that Wendy who's going to organize their lives, fix all their problems, and save them from having to do anything more than play. They're like dating that little kid who's always needing to be pointed in the right direction and told what to do. Maybe not the kind of guy you necessarily want to date. So listen to my caller who wants to talk about dating these Peter Pan, these men who are very demanding, and maybe like the one who, like she said, needs constant petting. And then stay tuned as I talk to you about dating a hot mess, as she calls it. What's a hot mess? You need to stay tuned to listen. So after my caller, listen to me here on the Joan Jerkovich Show, your life coach right here on News Radio 1150 KSAL.